With our next panel on Diaspora Institutions, Role, Opportunities, and Prospects. Our panelists, Mr. Youssef Boutros, he is a CPA. He will be speaking on the role of the Lebanese-Canadian Chapter of Commerce as a transnational platform of cooperation and a network of information. Mrs. Leslie Touma, from the American Task Force for Lebanon, and the work carried on primarily in the United States to strengthen the U.S.-Lebanese relations. Mrs. Joy Jamal will talk on the Lebanese industry and the diaspora role with the motto, "Together we are strong." And Mr. George Khadifa, careful up front there. Mr. George Khadifa, Building and Managing Technology Businesses. Please, to everyone on the panel, you can please come forward and take a seat. And the moderator who will take us through all of this, Dr. Nadera Nassif, who educates in peace. I find that so beautiful and interesting. Building peace culture, peace education possibilities in Lebanese schools. You're welcome. Thank you.
Greetings and welcome everyone to the LDE third session under the title of Diaspora Institution, Role, Opportunities, and Prospects. I am Dr. Nadera Nassif. I will be the moderator of this respectable panel, and at the same time, I am a panelist as well. At this point, I will start to tell you about my project, and I will eventually introduce my respectable panelists later. My project is titled Building Peace Culture, Peace Education Possibilities in Schools in Lebanon. معالي الوزير منرحب فيك ومنشكرك على جهودك أنت وفريق العمل بوزارة الخارجية وكل الدبلوماسيين والأكيب اللي موجود بشمال أمريكا. مساء الخير. قررت أن أوجه كلمتي لكم باللغة العربية لأنها الأقرب إلى قلبي، مثل ما دعانا الوزير أنه نحكي باللبناني. أعزائي، لن أنمق الكلام ولن أتغزل بلبنان ولن أشكو حنيني للوطن، لكني جئت اليوم لأقف أمامكم وبكل فخر من أعلى منبر ممكن أن أعتليه في الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية للبنان، لأطرح عليكم مشكلة وطنية تجمعنا جميعاً ونحتاج لدعمكم جميعاً. نعم، عندما يفوق حجم المشكلة حجم الوطن، لا بل حجم الأمة، يتوقف الكلام ليبدأ العمل. أتيتكم لأطلعكم على حجم المأساة التي تواجهها بلادنا نتيجة لما عانت وما زالت تعاني منه من مخلفات الحرب الداخلية والخارجية. كما كنا دائما نتساءل عن أيهما أهم، بناء الحجر أم بناء البشر. نحن في لبنان بعد حرب هدمت بنية الوطن الإعمارية والبشرية، بنينا الحجر وسدرنا معظم شبابنا لينجحوا في بلاد الانتشار. تجربة لا بأس بها، لأني أراكم أمامي اليوم يا سيدات ورجال أعمال لبنان الناجح في بلاد الانتشار صورة مشرقة وقوة اقتصادية حاضرة لتقدم ما يحتاجه الوطن من دعم دون تردد. طيلة السنوات الماضية كنا نتكلم فقط على لبنان لأنه عانى ما عاناه من حروب وما زال. كانت تأتيه المساعدات من دول الصديقة والكريمة، لكن اليوم أمتنا بمعظم دولها أصبحت تشبه لبنان بمعاناتها، بل صدرت لنا معاناتها إلى لبنان. أنا كمختصة في مجال ثقافة السلام سأطرح الموضوع كما هو على أرض الواقع وبكل شفافية لأقول لكم أن أجيالنا الصاعدة الآن تحتاج إلى عملية تأسيس وبناء. نحن اليوم في عالمنا وفي لبنان خاصة نحتاج إلى بناء الإنسان وبناء الإنسان لن يتحقق إلا من خلال الدخول إلى عقول أجيالنا واستعمال التعليم كأداة لإرساء ثقافة السلام. نعم، هي ثقافة السلام التي من خلالها سنستبدل السكاكين بالأقلام في مدارسنا الرسمية. هي ثقافة أصدرت الأمم المتحدة الجمعية العامة للأمم المتحدة قراراً لاستعمالها بعد أن أقرت أن العقد الممتد من سنة 2000 لل 2010 هو عقد السلام لسلامة الأطفال وحماية الطفولة. ومن هنا ومن خلال المؤتمر الثاني للطاقة الاغترابية لأمريكا الشمالية، وبعد أن قرأت مؤخراً أن فخامة الرئيس العماد ميشيل عون صرح في كلمة له أنه يجب بناء ثقافة السلام لدى الشعوب لتحقيق السلام في العالم، أتوجه لفخامته بالقول أن ثقافة السلام يا فخامة الرئيس هي من صلب اختصاصي، وأكاد أن أجزم أني الوحيدة في العالم العربي المختصة بثقافة السلام. وسنبدأ بتطبيق ما تفضلت به من صميم بيتنا الداخلي الذي يتمثل بمدارسنا الرسمية التي هي المفروض أن تؤسس بطريقة تليق بأطفالنا. يجب علينا في لبنان أن نتفوق على فكرة أن المدارس الخاصة أفضل من المدارس الرسمية لسببين أساسيين. السبب الأول لأن المدرسة الرسمية هي مرآة للبنان، والسبب الثاني هو وضع الأهل الاقتصادي المتردي. نحن بحاجة أن نؤمن بيئة سليمة علمية تتماشى مع كل ما يحتاجه التلميذ في المدرسة الرسمية ليتفوق كأخيه الموجود في المدرسة الخاصة. خطتنا يجب أن تبدأ بتحديث مناهج التعليم وبإدخال ثقافة السلام إلى المدارس من خلالها. أحتاج إلى دعمكم يا فخامة الرئيس ويا معالي الوزير، ودعم كل لبناني يهتم بمشروعنا لتحقيق هذا الحلم الذي ينتظره كل شريف في الإدارة التربوية في لبنان، وسنجعل من لبنان مثالاً لأمتنا التي هي كذلك بأشد الحاجة إليه. مع الإشارة إلى أني قمت ببحث ميداني بموافقة من وزارة التربية والتعليم على المدارس اللبنانية من أقصى الشمال إلى أقصى الجنوب وبيروت. عدد المدارس كان قليلاً، لكن نتائج هذا البحث تنسحب على معظم المدارس لأني حصلت من خلاله على 100% موافقة في معظم الأجوبة التي وردت من المدراء الذين شاركوا فيه. لقد كان عنوانه إمكانية إدخال ثقافة السلام إلى المدارس في لبنان، وهذا البحث هو الآن موجود في مكتبة الكونغرس الأمريكي، وسيترشح السنة القادمة إلى أفضل بحث في جامعة نورث سنترال يونيفرسيتي. أقول لكم ذلك لأنه تضمن دراسة غنية طالت بشاعة الواقع المأساوي الذي تعاني منه البيئة المدرسية من شغب وتفرقة وكره وفقر والكثير من مخلفات الحرب، بالإضافة إلى مناهج قديمة لا تتماشى مع كل ما نعيشه اليوم، وكادر تعليمي ينقصه تأهيل وتدريب على الاستراتيجيات الحديثة للتعليم والأداء. لكن رغم كل هذه الظروف الصعبة، أود أن أهنئ لبنان بوجود مدراء مخلصين يجهدوا باستمرار لتقديم الأفضل بالرغم من قلة وجود الإمكانيات المادية والمعنوية. نعم، لقد نعدتهم في البحث بأبطال سلام بالفطرة، لأن تضحياتهم تفوق كل ما يسوقه الإعلام عنهم. جميعنا يقدر أن العلم هو السبيل الوحيد لتحرير الفكر وبناء الدول والتقدم الاقتصادي. أكيد الجميع يتساءل عن الخطة التي وضعتها مع شركاء لي وفريق عمل من المختصين في جميع المجالات الأكاديمية من خلال الشركة التي أرأسها، شركة النظم الدولية للتعليم، والتي تختص بنقل خبراتنا من الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية لبناء أجيالنا بالطرق الحديثة، إن كان من تحديث مناهج التعليم العام والتعليم الخاص إلى التأسيس لبناء كادر تعليمي ليتمكن من تطبيق تلك المناهج. الشركة مستعدة للقيام بمؤتمرات وورشات تدريبية للكادر التعليمي لتعزيز مفهوم ثقافة السلام وتأمين بيئة مدرسية آمنة، بالإضافة إلى برامج تدريبية لكيفية التعامل مع طلاب التعليم الخاص الذين يعانون من التوحد واضطرابات فرط النشاط والعجز عن التركيز والانتباه. والتثقيف الصحي لمنع انتشار فيروس الإيدز في المدارس وغيرها من خدمات. لن نتوانى لحظة عن تقديم كل ما تحتاجه مدارسنا. وسأنهي كلمتي هذه بقول لغاندي عندما قال: إن أردنا تعليم السلام الحقيقي علينا أن نبدأ من الأطفال، ونحن من الأطفال سنبدأ. At this point, I would like to introduce our first panelist, Ms. Leslie Tuma. She will be telling us about the priorities at ATFL and on how she engages Lebanese Americans to strengthen the U.S.-Lebanon bonds. Please help me welcome Leslie Tuma.
Thank you very much. I think we're going to start with a short video, if you want to play that.
The American Task Force for Lebanon, or ATFL, is made up of prominent Americans of Lebanese heritage working to educate the American government and people on the ways in which a strong, independent, and prosperous Lebanon is in the best interest of the United States.
ATFL is a bipartisan organization built to improve relations between the United States and Lebanon.
The ATFL has worked on many critical issues, from removing the travel ban on Americans traveling to Lebanon to providing ambulances for the Lebanese Red Cross. And our leadership reflects our commitment to hard work on behalf of U.S.-Lebanon relations. Our chairman of the board is former U.S. Senator and Secretary of Energy Spencer Abraham. Our president and CEO is former U.S. Ambassador to Morocco Edward Gabriel, and our executive director is Ms. Leslie Tuma. At ATFL, we have targeted 3 priorities: building U.S. support for the Lebanese armed forces and security services, broadening Lebanon's capacity to cope with the enormous number of Syrian refugees, and protecting vulnerable religious communities in the Middle East. In order to further these priorities, we are educating Congress and the executive branch on why U.S. assistance to Lebanon supports American interests in the region. We are facilitating dialogue between Congress, executive agencies, and the Washington policy community on key issues.
And also want to thank the leadership of the American Task Force for Lebanon. Another great year of making the interest and independence of Lebanon known on Capitol Hill and bringing together policymakers from around the globe to make sure that the nation that many of our fathers and mothers came from is in fact a nation allowed to be free in a war-torn area of the world.
We are mobilizing our communities here in the U.S. to be more active in support of Lebanon's independence and stability. At a time when Lebanon continues to be a beacon in an increasingly unstable region, our efforts are needed to ensure that help from the American people is directed in the most effective and efficient way possible to ensure Lebanon's continued stability and prosperity.
Let me just say that ATFL is unshakably committed to the U.S.-Lebanese relationship, and we call on all Lebanese Americans to help us in this effort. Thank you.
What I enjoy is meeting Americans of Lebanese heritage throughout the United States. We have one of the most successful diaspora communities in the world. Bringing them together allows us to strengthen our impact on Washington.
Good evening, I'm Charlie Crist, and as a member of the United States Congress, I'm very proud to be of Lebanese descent.
And good evening, everyone. I'm Paula Ferris from GMA and the View. You know, I was blessed last year to be an award recipient. I'm so grateful for that honor, and I cannot stress enough the importance of ATFL's existence to have an advocate for the Lebanese community right there in Washington, working not just in the nation's capital, but globally. It is crucial. It is so important. I'm encouraging each of you to get involved, to encourage, to support the task force, and then on a personal level, to just continue being great individual representatives for the wonderful country and people of Lebanon.
Thank you. Well, thank you. I just thought that video could give you a quick overview of our organization. I'd like to offer a special thanks to His Excellency Minister Basile. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time we've met this year. Very appreciative of your time and particularly your leadership with this forum. We think they're excellent forums. We were there last year in New York with Majdi. Just a wonderful way to bring the diaspora and the Lebanese American community together to strengthen our role in Washington. And wanted to say special thanks also to Johnny Ibrahim. He's done a great job putting the program together. And we are very proud to have 3 of our board members presenting today. Nijad Ferris this morning, Mike Akmar, I believe, is tomorrow morning, and Congressman Issa, of course, as well. So as many of you have heard, the American Task Force for Lebanon is an organization based in Washington of Americans of Lebanese heritage who work to strengthen the U.S.-Lebanon relationship. Our priorities are focusing on support for the Lebanese Armed Forces and host country support for Lebanon, which, as many of you know, has the largest number of refugees per capita of any country in the world. And there are a number of ways we do that. We educate, we facilitate, and we mobilize across the United States. One thing we do in Washington on a regular basis is have critical meetings with the highest level of government. This Tuesday we'll be at the White House, the National Security Council, the State Department, the Treasury, and in Congress with key leaders in the organization. So these are very important top-level briefings to get an inside understanding of what's happening with the administration and how we can facilitate dialogue and be helpful. We also host members when they're back in the United States from Lebanon. Last week we were in New York with President Aoun. Prime Minister Hariri was in Washington several weeks prior. So that's a very important part of our work, building that relationship and being knowledgeable about the United States and, of course, what's going on in Lebanon. We work very closely with the U.S. Ambassador in Lebanon as well. And then in terms of Lebanon, earlier this year, ATFL re-energized, took our first trip to Lebanon in 8 years. We're very happy to meet with the President, Prime Minister, Speaker, Minister Basile, General Aoun of the LAF, and just get a firsthand view of what is going on with the refugee situation on the ground. That was very critical for our organization and our leadership. And we've now initiated, I was just recently in Lebanon with Congressman LaHood, so our organization is now stepping up our game, and we'll be sponsoring Congress leaders on a regular basis in Lebanon, which we think is really important, very critical. Congressman LaHood, really benefited him to see firsthand, meet with all the leaders. We did the same, the President, Prime Minister, Minister Basile, like what's really going on in terms of LAF support, how is this U.S. assistance critical to Lebanon, and what are the unique nuances of the refugee situation that have stressed the country to potential breaking point. So we're engaging in those, we're stepping up those delegation visits to Lebanon, which we think will be very helpful. And then as you heard Congressman Issa speak as well, he's the head of along with Charlie Crist, the caucus, the U.S. Lebanon caucus in Congress. So we are working actively to help expand the number of members of that caucus so that when funding decisions come to the U.S. Congress, there are more congressmen who are informed about Lebanon, who understand the country, who have some kind of a stake in understanding the strategic relationship and what's going on. So we are working as part of our regional meetings across the United States, mobilizing in states. We have a strategic map of where the largest number of Lebanese Americans are in the United States, who those local congressmen are that represent those communities, and then engaging them to broaden, expand the caucus so we're more effective on the Hill in Washington. And what about results? Well, since 2006, the United States government has given $1.5 billion in security assistance to Lebanon, supporting the LAF, which is a critical mission. Also given over $1.5 billion in humanitarian assistance, host community support for refugees. Most recently, when the Prime Minister was in Washington, they added an additional $140 million this year. So, and an additional $1.2 billion in economic development and humanitarian assistance for various projects, clean water, education, a whole host of programs that the U.S. government is actively supporting in Lebanon. So overall, our mission is to kind of be in the middle of that relationship, help better understand for U.S. congressional leaders and other U.S. administration leaders what is the situation on the ground in Lebanon, where is this U.S. assistance going, and why it's important, and mobilizing across the United States so we have more members in Congress and the administration who support the critical nature of our work. So thank you very much, and take questions afterwards.
Hello? Yeah. At this point, I'd like to introduce Ms. Joyce Jamal, the first woman to be elected as a board member of the Association of the Lebanese Industries. Please help me welcome Joyce Jamal.
Your Excellency, Mr. Minister Gibran Bassil, Excellencies, distinguished guests, I'm honored to be here today. I'm Joyce Jamal, board member of the Association of the Lebanese Industrialists. I'm head of the Lebanese Diaspora Committee in the association, and I'm as well the managing partner of Ojamco Printing and Packaging Industry. While Lebanon is a growing industrial country, where Lebanese products meet the toughest international quality standards, the Lebanese industrialist gained his strengths by focusing on creativity, design and innovation, uniqueness, and value-added product. He has become an expert in crisis management and gained flexibility and resilience due to the regional conflicts. Our factories are built with state-of-the-art technology and managed by experienced professionals. Over and above, the Lebanese industrialist is a credible partner respecting deadlines and commitments despite all odds. Entrepreneurship and determination are two key factors in our success story. You may wonder what are the achievements of the Lebanese industry toward the international markets. Lebanese exports are known for a variety and quality traditional products like ethnic food, traditional Oriental food, olive oil, sweets, arak, and wine, where the Lebanese wine industry is very well known, cosmetics and pharmaceuticals, silverware, and clothes. We provide paper packaging for international brands like Colgate, Dewars, L'Oreal, Persil, Lipton, Cadbury. We produce machinery like packaging machines and tissue machines. We produce plastic flexible films for packaging and promotional bags for food and beverage and fast-moving consumer goods worldwide. Moreover, we produce specialized and advanced products like assembling power generators, which are made in Lebanon. We also produce specialized vehicles for the original manufacturers, such as Volvo and Renault. We manufacture conveyors for Procter & Gamble for the whole region, and transformers, for example, for Euro Disney France. We produce high-tech agricultural greenhouses. We are available in the steel structure industry, and we develop as well PLC controllers for elevators. As I mentioned earlier, we are proud of the quality of our products. Our major challenge is to increase our presence in the international market, more precisely in markets that are a natural expansion to the Lebanese market, the Lebanese diaspora market. It's worth noting that our goods are exported to the US and to Europe in an increasing manner, which is a testimony to their high quality. We are relying on economic diplomacy to spread the word and to help us develop new markets. My participation today in this LDE forum is part of this effort. We have an urgent call to the Lebanese diaspora. The Lebanese diaspora is a potential market for the growth of the Lebanese industries and the Lebanese exports. It is a top priority for us to reach this market and to increase our exports. This will have a positive effect on the Lebanese economy. We dream that every Lebanese immigrant buys Lebanese products. Just to give you an example, there are around 11 million from Lebanese descent in North and South America. If every Lebanese immigrant buys for $100 per year, exports to immigration would exceed $1 billion per year. Knowing that every $1 billion will create 64,000 jobs. Our urgent call to diaspora importers: import from Lebanon. Our urgent call to diaspora consumers: trust Lebanese, buy Lebanese. You may be asking about our future initiative. Our future initiative is to build a network for the Lebanese industrialists around the globe, the Cedar Industrial Network. It gathers the Lebanese industrialists around the globe, which helps in exchanging know-how and in building joint ventures. We look forward for the Lebanese expatriates to invest in the Lebanese industrial sectors, and we encourage our diaspora to outsource some industrial components to Lebanese companies. Our aim is to have the Cedar Industrial Network Forum in Lebanon by summer 2018. For Lebanon and for America, Lebanese can. Together, we are strong. Thank you.
Our next panelist is Mr. Youssef Boutros, who will be talking to us about the role of the Lebanese Canadian Chamber of Commerce as a transnational platform of cooperation and a network of information.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for staying tonight. I know in the morning the room was full. Now I can see a lot of white chairs, but I really appreciate your presence tonight to hear me. I will try not to be long and boring. I will make it straight to the point. There's not much Canadian who spoke today, so I will take the opportunity to talk a bit about Canada and the Lebanese Canadian Chamber of Commerce. So my name is Youssef Boutros. I'm the president of Lebanese Chamber of Commerce. I'm a partner at an audit firm, but I'm here today to talk about the Lebanese Canadian Chamber and what we do in Canada and from Canada to Lebanon and our role as Lebanese institution. So the Lebanese Canadian Chamber of Commerce was established in 1989. Just to give you an idea about the difference between Canada maybe and the States is the Lebanese in Canada, they've been there only like 30 years. Most of the immigrants, they left Lebanon in 1989 and 1990. So most of the people who are in Canada are the first generation. It's not like the second and the third generation. So what's a big difference between Canada and the rest of the immigrants around the world? If we go about Brazil, if we go about Mexico to the States, we see people third and fourth generation. But us in Canada, most of us are really the first generation. However, we proved that the first generation is able to integrate and create something special when we go to a country. Today, in Montreal, we have more than 200,000 Lebanese, Canadian, and they're really playing a big role in the economy and a big role in everything that you can see there. Our role as a chamber is in two aspects. The first aspect is to develop the Lebanese-Canadian commercial and economy, let's say, transactions, and to develop this relation between Lebanon and Canada. And the second one is a local role in Montreal and in the rest of Canada. When it got started, maybe we found after not too long that the Canadian and the Lebanese, let's say, the commercial side is really weak. And there was a lot of initiatives and there was a lot of work done there, but we really found that it's not going anywhere. It's still little. As of today, the commercial transactions between Canada and Lebanon is very little. It's not even, we can't even mention the amount. We're talking only about $100 million and not the $20 million. That's really nothing between a country like Canada and Lebanon. All to say is we focused more on the local. We said if we want to make a difference in this country, we have to play the economy role. If we go to see a minister, if we go to see somebody, they're gonna ask us, so what do you guys do? When we tell them that when they know the jobs that they are creating, that our entrepreneurs are creating, then they're gonna listen to us. When they're gonna know that we have institutions that were there, created by first generation immigration, and they're hiring people and they're doing good, they're gonna hear us and they're gonna listen to us. They're gonna see that we are really integrated, and they can see really maybe not the lobby is the right word, but they can see the power of our community there. And I'm telling you, we're very proud of our community. We have more than 200, 300 doctors only in Quebec, in Montreal. We have all type of jobs. We have VPs in banks. We have in many industries. We're everywhere there. So we said, let's focus on this. Let's put all these people together, like a Lebanese origin, and try to create this lobby that maybe they will listen to us and they will know what's Lebanon. So we really worked on the branding of Lebanon. So what we do at the chamber, every year we honor, let's say, 5, 6 personalities from the Lebanese community for their achievements, and it's mostly entrepreneur. Showing this picture to the Canadian people there, they're gonna feel and they're gonna see our importance and our role in the Canadian economy. Once we have this, we achieve this, they really feel that we're important and we're taxpayers and we're contributing as a good community. We have a duty to change our image, and our image is not really what we see on TVs. Our image is what we see around us and what people think about us. When they see successful people and they know that they're Lebanese origin, that's a very important thing for us. We achieved what we wanted. We really want to show them that we're successful. We want to show, we want to raise our voice that way. We don't want to do politics in the chamber, but we're going to work economy. Economy is very important. If we focus on economy, politics is going to follow. Today, if we go there and again tell them, maybe you have listened like successful story about the Adonis in Canada. Adonis is an empire in the grocery stores. So the Lebanese grocery has gone to each house there. Through the food, we get known there. If you eat shish taouk, they know that you're Lebanese. So people, you go to a food court, you can see there's 7, 8 restaurants, 10 restaurants, and the busiest one is really the shish taouk. So I'm not saying shish taouk is for sure it's tasty, but I'm saying this just so we went into each of the Canadian by selling our food. So if we brand ourselves like this, I think that's a mission accomplished. So to go again, what we're trying to say, we're trying to focus more on the economy and show we're real contributors in the economy. Now to go back to the Lebanese Canadian, let's say, help or development of economy, we tried, we worked hard, and we had some successful story. I don't know if you heard about Canada Post, Liban Post. Liban Post was created jointly with Canada Post. In Canada, we have a lot of good institutions, and it can be a model that can be followed in Lebanon easily. And for sure, we're gonna take whatever can be suitable to us. We cannot take everything, but we can take certain things that can be suitable for us. The tax system in Canada is good if we take whatever is good for us. I know in the tax system in Lebanon, it's been, I don't know how many years, wasn't really, put up to date, but I think that could be a good model. We don't have to create the wheel. We just can go and get what's good in these countries. Canada is the #1 country in terms of the efficiency, whatever is the environment and all that. So I'm not selling Canada, I'm selling what we have as knowledge in Canada to adapt it to our country in Lebanon. We're here to offer what we can do. We cannot, as a chamber, all we can do is to put together the transfer of knowledge between Canada and Lebanon. And that's guarantee that we can help in that. However, we want to understand what's the need in Lebanon, and right now we really struggle to see the link between Canada and Lebanon and how we can help. So if we want to help, we need 2 things. We want to understand the need, and we want to understand the will, if there is a will in Lebanon to make things change and happens. So I'm leaving that. The will is very important. We want to see that passion in Lebanon that they're really willing to change. So if we see that, we offer more and more. If we build that trust in Lebanon, we can offer double and triple each one of us for Lebanon. So let's work on this trust between Canada and the diaspora and Lebanon. This is very important. About the data and about the link, as a Chamber of Commerce, I know that there's been a Federation of Chamber of Commerce in Lebanon where there's more than one chamber that did an MOU with the Lebanese Chamber of Commerce. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to put a platform in place. This platform is gonna help share information and develop data, more reliable data about what are the needs and what are the opportunities, in, let's say, in Canada and in Lebanon. Knowing these information, we will be able to develop and take our, let's say, our economy to a second level. Right now, we say a lot about investment. We say we want to do this, we want to do that. There's no focus. We're everywhere. We need to focus. We need to understand what's the need. We need to understand what's the opportunity, what can be done and what cannot be done. We can dream high, but we have to be realistic. Let's see what we can do, and I'm pretty sure all the diaspora and the Canadian, they will put all the efforts if Lebanon and Lebanese, they show what is their need, and they will to accept and share all the same values that we have here, and maybe one day we can all contribute the maximum, the best of us. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you. Our last speaker and panelist, Mr. George Kadifa, the chairman of LabNet, who will be telling us about link to Lebanon innovation scene, building high-tech Lebanese American network in U.S. Welcome.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to give you the story that Lebanese and Lebanese Americans over the last 20 years or so have been building in Silicon Valley, which we all know is the capital of innovation of the world. LabNet is an organization that focuses on information technology. And the first question we all ask is why information technology, and why is this so important for Lebanon? And really the reason is, if we look economically and you ask what are the top 5 most valuable companies in the world, and a lot of people, when we ask that question to, they think of companies like Exxon, like General Motors, like GE, like Walmart, like Boeing. Well, unfortunately, that's not the case. The 5 top most valuable companies in the world are all information technology companies in market caps. It's companies like Apple, it's Google, it's Amazon, it's Microsoft, and it's Facebook. And it's no surprise that actually all these companies are either based in Silicon Valley or very close in Seattle. And that's really the focus that we've been having, because we believe, as Mark Andreessen, one of the inventors of the internet, said recently, is software is eating the world. And basically the mission of LabNet is basically to be the Lebanese high-tech diaspora to basically support Lebanon from the United States and specifically from Silicon Valley. So there are really three core missions of LabNet. The first one is to build the network in the United States, to make sure that we have Lebanese or Lebanese Americans who are in the high-tech sector to be connected. The second one is to nurture the next generation of Lebanese and Lebanese Americans so that this network is permanent, so that this network, our children and our grandchildren and beyond, remain part of it. And the third mission of LabNet is clearly to connect to Lebanon and to contribute in the innovation spectrum around information technology with Lebanon. Where we are today, we're actually 607 members as of this week. We were 530 in 2016, about 416 in 2015. We're growing at a very strong clip, at a very strong level. We're about 3/4 of our membership are professionals. We also have about 14–15% or so are friends to LabNet, people from Americans and others who basically help us in this regard. And the rest are actually students, and students in American universities who are trying to go and develop their skills and their capabilities, and more importantly, network with us so that when they enter the professional marketplace, they're very well supported by people who have been there and done that before. If you look at our history, as I mentioned, we started in 1999, literally at the beginning of what people used to call the dot-com revolution. We also contributed after the 2006 war in 2007 with the Partnership for Lebanon. As a matter of fact, George Akiki here, the president of LabNet, spent 3 years in Lebanon helping the Lebanese, and through a specific program, invest. And we brought about 100 Lebanese students to the United States and trained them on information technology. We also registered as a nonprofit organization in around the 2010 timeframe, and over the last decade or so, we've been significantly doing more fundraising, expanding from Silicon Valley initially to New York, to San Diego, and now where we're at is also we have a relationship with the Lebanese Canadian Tech Hub, and we think that we're going to go and expand in the Boston area. And one thing we've done over the last 2 years is created this program with Lebanon, which is the Lebanon Ignite. And what Lebanon Ignite is we invite ventures or startups from Lebanon to the United States. We put them into a rigorous 2 to 3 week program, and we teach them the skills needed to grow, to be very effective, and to really go from a startup to a very viable business. And so far, we have brought 18 of these startups from Lebanon to the United States. In terms of achievements, we have built the brand, the de facto brand for the Lebanese high-tech diaspora group in North America, centered in Silicon Valley. As I mentioned, we have a regional reach right now in New York, in San Diego, and Montreal. And as I mentioned, also Boston will be next. We do about 10 to 15 networking events per year, so roughly at least once per month or so. We provide a lot of mentoring, both for Lebanese entrepreneurs as well as Lebanese Americans in the United States. We have about 55 mentors right now, and we have mentored about 70 mentees to date. In Lebanon, we have a relationship with LFE, which is a Lebanon for Entrepreneurs. And we also have partnerships with LIFE, with TechWadi, Lebanese Canadian Tech Hubs, etc. A whole slew of organizations who are interested and involved in the information technology space. And clearly our flagship program is the Lebanon Ignite Startup Program. In terms of where we're heading, we want to grow our membership to at least be 1,000 by next year, end of next year. We think we can reach about 2,000 Lebanese professionals in the high-tech community in 2020. That's really where we're heading at this stage. We want to be present in every major US city. We're expanding into the life sciences area in addition to information technology, because we all know that a lot of the life science progress and innovation is happening within the information related to healthcare. We want to strengthen our student connections. We will be building connections with the top US universities and making sure that these students are connected to the professionals. And we want to have diversity in terms of age, gender, location, and skills. We also will be providing more member services, as well as for Lebanon, we'll be actually doing more local engagement, helping on the ecosystem side, and we'll be doing even stronger collaboration with the Lebanese life financial executives, as well as with LFE, and to accelerate the mentorship program. With that, I would like to thank everyone here, and I thank you for your presence. Thanks.
I'd like to end the session, but before we close it, I'd like to call His Excellency. I'd like to call His Excellency Gibran Bassil to the stage. I'd like to present you with a copy of my field study. And this is my manuscript that is in the Library of Congress. Sorry, we know that you are tired, and we won't be taking any questions from you. If you like to meet our panelists in the lobby, they're willing to take your questions and maybe elaborate more on the subjects that you're interested in. Thank you very much, and have a good evening.